The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2, in conjunction with Colfax High School, presents Viking Pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings boys game. And now, Viking Pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN2 studios. Rick Olson here, and tonight the 5-8 Colfax Vikings, who are 3-3 in the Dunn St. Croix Conference, are stepping out of conference play as they take on the Cochran-Fountain City Pirates, who came into this week with an overall record of 12 wins and 1 loss, and who are leading the small Dairyland Conference with a 12-0 record. The Vikings want to show improvement following their 67-49 loss to the Durand, Arkansas Panthers last week Friday, while the Pirates dominated the Oliva-Strum Cardinals 91-37 on Thursday. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Cochran-Fountain City Pirates and the Colfax Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Height's perspective on today's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Dunn St. Croix Conference just to see where the conference stands. Finally, our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's non-conference game between the Pirates and the Vikings. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school boys basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN2.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's non-conference matchup between the 5-8 Colfax Vikings and the 12-1 Cochran-Fountain City Pirates. The Vikings are coming into this game following a closer than the score indicates 67-49 loss to the Durand, Arkansas Panthers last week on Friday, while the Pirates dominated the Oliva-Strum Cardinals 91-37 on Thursday. Now, in that loss to the Panthers, the Vikings played hard, especially in the first half, and actually led at halftime 30-29. Now, in the second half, the Vikings couldn't get shots to drop, and the Panthers took advantage of transition points as well as shooting 78% from the free throw line to lead to the Viking defeat. Now, leading the way for the Vikings in that effort were the two big guys for the Vikings in 6'5" freshman Russell Pukowski and 6'6" junior Logan Schwartz. Pukowski scored on 5 field goals, 3 of which were three-pointers, as well as finishing a slam of an alley-oop pass for 14 points.
Back to Hubney to Fisher. Fisher for 3, but jamming it home is Russell Pukowski. Nice feed. And we're tied at 2.
Schwartz hit on 4 field goals, many of which were put-back offensive rebounds, and went 4 for 5 from the charity stripe for 14 points.
Hubney over to Fisher. Fisher for 3, are trying to set Pukowski up, but the reload good for Logan Schwartz.
6-foot senior Aiden Fisher added another 13 points with 5 field goals, going 3 for 5 from the line.
And up and in, Aiden Fisher underneath. Colfax takes the lead back 32-31.
7 points for Fisher.
The Cochran-Fountain City Pirates come into tonight's game as the leader of the small Dairyland Conference with a record of 12 wins and no losses, and are 12-1 overall. They're coming off a 91-37 victory over the Oliva-Strum Cardinals last Thursday. So far this season, the Pirates are being led by 6'3" senior guard Cameron Lipinski, who's shooting 54% from the floor and 43% from three-point range, as well as 82% from the free throw line, while averaging over 22 points per game. He's being followed by 6'2" senior forward Porter Erat, who's contributing nearly 20 points per game by shooting 58% from the floor as well as 74% from the free throw line. and 37% from three-point land. 5'10" senior guard Reed Schmicknecht is also adding over 9 points per game. Now on the boards, Erat and Lipinski are leading the way, pulling down around 6 rebounds per game each. Now thus far this season, leading the way for the Vikings is Aiden Fisher, who's averaging 23 points per game. He's being followed by Russell Pukowski, who's scoring over 13 points per game, as well as Orion Nichols, who's adding nearly 12 points per game. On the boards, Pukowski leads the way, averaging over 10 rebounds per game. He's followed by Fisher and Nichols, who are averaging over 6 and over 5 boards per game, respectively. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Nick Height on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN2.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, what they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Once again, we're talking with Viking boys head coach Nick Height on Coach's Corner. And Coach, tonight the Vikings will be stepping out of Dunn St. Croix Conference play by taking on the Cochran-Fountain City Pirates from the small Dairyland Conference. But before we get to that game, last week the Vikings suffered a defeat in a game that was actually closer than the score indicated, with a 67-49 loss to the Dunn St. Croix Conference leading Durand, Arkansas Panthers. Your thoughts about that game?
I think we played a really nice first half, obviously to have the lead at halftime, and the second half just didn't go the way that we wanted. But, I think it was our worst shooting percentage night of the season. A few too many turnovers. I think we had 17 turnovers, which led to 22 points for Durand, and they hit their free throws down the stretch. So I was proud of how we competed. Again, like I said, the second half didn't go the way we wanted. We just have these kind of 6-minute lulls sometimes. I remember it was a 6-point game with 12 minutes to go, and we had 4 straight turnovers that led to easy layups down in the other end. We're right there. We just need to find a way to kind of put everything together to, get another solid win.
Do you think that maybe with as close as it was late in the game that you were talking about, that all of a sudden the boys looked at it and started to press a little too hard, and that's where the turnovers happened?
Yeah, I think, you get down a little bit, but I think we were just sloppy with our execution in the second half, kind of in that 4 to 5 minute range. And then I think we were starting to take bad shots because of it. There's no 10-point shot in the game of basketball. I know you're going to have to start playing with some pace when you're down, but, and again, too, when shots aren't falling, how are we going to respond? And I think we just got tired and we just didn't execute the way we needed to down the stretch.
Now, in the second half of that game, the Panthers went to the line 9 times compared to only 3 for the Vikings, and the Panthers made 14 of those 18 free throws, with the Vikings hitting 4 out of 5. What accounts for that discrepancy?
Attacking the rim. I think it's a little different when they're in a 2-3 as well. Obviously us trying to get to the rim is something that we've found success at, I think, this season. Also, I would say with Bates, when you get a 6'8" kid shot blocker in there, we preached the last couple of days before playing them about attacking the shot blocker and trying to get into his body. I thought we did pretty well on that. I think Bates had 3 or 4 fouls. I just think for us, we do like to foul because we're undisciplined and we want to block shots. I think our help in straight line drives, there were a few times where we fouled jump shooters and then credit them for going to the line. So, you kind of had a week off there, and then we, with all the snow day or the cold days and whatever else, I was happy with how we competed, and hopefully we can just continue on here this week.
Well, tonight the Vikings are going to have their hands full when they take on the Cochran-Fountain City Pirates. They're the top team in the small Dairyland Conference. They have a 12-1 overall record. What can you tell us about the Pirates?
They're going to be athletic. They average about 80 points a game. They want to get out and run. It's been kind of cool to watch those kids kind of grow up because I was there before I came here to Colfax. So it'll be fun to go down there and see a lot of people, familiar faces, but they're extremely athletic, lengthy, and they're going to switch everything defensively. So it's going to be a battle. It'll be a tough one tonight.
Now, the Pirates seem to be the high-quality type of team that would help prepare the Vikings for the late-season push. Talk a little bit about how important this game is to the development of the Vikings for that late-season conference play and a playoff run.
Yeah, I think our non-conference is really kind of starting to shape who we are as a team. It's kind of been a brutal non-conference schedule. I think tonight, kind of seeing a switching man-to-man and the length and athleticism that they have, I think of some teams in our regional, Cameron per se, that is going to be kind of similar with their length and athleticism and the way they want to defend. So I think this is a great stepping stone for us. I hope we can go down there and compete tonight. Because I know the last time we played on a Monday, it didn't really go so well.
Well, Coach, good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully, the Vikings can find a way to get the bugs worked out and get back to the winning ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Rick.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, with a look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. Following last week's bitter cold days, which forced the cancellation of numerous games, the Dunn-St. Croix Conference continued conference play on Friday with a full slate of games. Now, those games saw the Durand, Arkansas Panthers defeat the Vikings 67-49, while the Spring Valley Cardinals bested the Boyceville Bulldogs 58-41. It was the Elk Mound Mounders hanging on to get by the Mondovi Buffaloes 71-62, and the Glenwood City Hilltoppers defeated the Elmwood Plum City Wolves 64-53. Now, heading into tonight's action, the Dunn-St. Croix Conference standings are as follows. Leading the way in the conference is a tie between the Durand, Arkansas Panthers and the Spring Valley Cardinals, both teams posting 5-1 records. In third place, and only half a game back, are the 4-1 Elk Mound Mounders, while fourth place sees a tie between the Vikings and the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, who are each only 2 games off the pace at 3-3. Then in sixth place, we find the 2-3 Boyceville Bulldogs, who are 2.5 games out. Seventh place belongs to the Elmwood Plum City Wolves, who are sitting at 1-5, while 8th place belongs to the 0-6 Mondovi Buffaloes. Now, tonight, 3 conference teams are stepping out of conference play with two conference teams meeting to make up a postponed game. Now in conference action, we find the Elk Mound Mounders traveling to Boyceville to take on the Bulldogs. Teams stepping out of conference play include the Vikings making the trip down to Cochran-Fountain City to face the Pirates. It will be the Osseo Fairchild Thunder visiting the Spring Valley Cardinals, and the Oliva Strum Cardinals are hosting the Mondovi Buffaloes. Now in tonight's matchup, the Vikings will have their hands full with the very hot Cochran-Fountain City Pirates. The Pirates are putting up nearly 75 points per game, while holding opponents to a mere 27. The Vikings will need to function in all aspects of the game, shooting, passing, rebounding, and defense, in order to hope for a win. So the stage is set for some exciting high school boys basketball, with the Colfax Vikings facing the Cochran-Fountain City Pirates. Now in just a moment, we'll send it out to Cochran-Fountain City High School, where our broadcast crew is ready to bring you all the action of today's boys game. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN 2.
My dad was a farmer. The guy was bigger than life. He wasn't someone that liked to show his emotion or liked to show when he was struggling, but we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. It's something that brings me so much joy, and I want them to see me working through things. Allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle, that even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Viking Boys game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN 2. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Colfax Viking Boys Basketball is on the air.
Takes it to the top of the key, puts up the shot, he hit it! Fisher hits
The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN 2, is excited to bring you Colfax High School Boys Basketball.
Around, feeds it underneath Orion Nichols, and he put it up and in.
Yeah, great fight.
Vikings back on top.
Join us as we follow the Vikings while they battle their way through the Dunn St. Croix Conference.
And they get it to Charbonneau, back to Larson, three-pointer, he hit it! Trey Larson hit the three.
And now out to the gym for today's Colfax Viking basketball.
Good evening and welcome to Cochran-Fountain City non-conference contest for the Colfax Viking Boys as they take on the 8th ranked team in Division 5, at least until tomorrow when the new rankings come out, the Cochran-Fountain City Pirates. The Cochran-Fountain City Pirates are 12-0 in first place in the small Dairyland Conference. They've lost only once this season, and that was at Arcadia, 54-66. The Viking Boys are tied with Glenwood City for fourth place in the Dunn St. Croix with a 3-3 mark, and they are 4-8 on the season. Tonight's Colfax High School basketball game is brought to you by Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultant Soil Testers for Western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Sladen's Technology IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family. C&K Construction, concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley. And Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food, the way Mom used to make it. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors by doing business with them soon. They bring you Colfax Viking basketball here on NLWN 2. We'll be back with more pregame after these messages.
January is Financial Wellness Month. Weight loss and physical fitness are common New Year's resolutions, but your finances could probably stand to be leaner as well.
Not here,
Erie
and
State
there
Bank
we
will
go.
post tips all month on Facebook and Twitter to help you get your finances in shape. You can also access a library of information anytime in our online education center. Visit DairyStateBank.com and click on the Education Center under the Resources tab. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Welcome back. The Colfax Vikings are at Cochran-Fountain City to face the Pirates. As we told you coming in, the Pirates are undefeated in the Small Dairyland Conference. They are 12-0. Some of the other teams in the Small Dairyland, if you're not familiar with it, is Blair Taylor. They have a record of 8-2. Alma Center Lincoln is in third place with a record of 9-3, and then Alma Pepin at 5-5, and Eau Claire Emmanuel Lutheran at 4-5. Taking a look at their starting lineups, well, we'll run down the starting lineups for both teams here, and then we'll have it again courtside. For the Cochran-Fountain City Pirates, they are led by 6'3" senior guard Cameron Lipinski. He'll wear number 1. Reed Schmidt-Connect is a 5'10" senior guard, number 10. Aiden Lazowski is a 6'1" sophomore guard wearing number 11. Porter Erat, a 6'2" senior forward, number 13. And Grayton Barham, 6'2" senior forward. So a pretty experienced Cochran-Fountain City team. Taking a look at the statistics, Cameron Lipinski is the team's leading scorer. He has 22. He averages 22.5 points a game. Porter Erat's right behind him at 20.2, followed by Reed Schmidt-Connect at 9.7. Rebounds per game leaders. Porter Erat averaging about 6 rebounds a game, and Cameron Lipinski 5. In the assist game for leaders, Reed Schmidt-Connect at 5.2 and Porter Erat at 4.0. Starting for the Colfax Vikings tonight is the usual group. Theo Hubdy, number 2. He's a 5'6" senior guard. 6' senior guard number 4, Aiden Fisher, joins him, along with 5'11" junior guard Orion Nichols. Charlie Charbonneau, a 5'8" junior, number 12. And 6'5" freshman forward guard Russell Polkowski, wearing number 30. Leading scorer for the Vikings leading scorer is Aiden Fisher, averaging 23 points a game. Russell Polkowski behind him at 13.2, and Orion Nichols at 11.5, and then others scattered about in there. As far as rebounds go, team's leading rebounder, Russell Polkowski, averaging 10 rebounds a game. Aiden Fisher with 6.2, and Orion Nichols with 5.3. So those are the starters and the stats for both teams participating tonight. We'll be back with more pregame from Cochran-Fountain City. You're watching Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN 2.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving western Wisconsin.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
The junior varsity Vikings were winners tonight over Cochran-Fountain City's Pirates, 62-54, in a game that was pretty close, at least throughout the second half. Other games going on tonight involving Dunn St. Croix teams. There's only one conference matchup, and that is Elk Mound is at Boyceville tonight. The other teams are playing outside the conference, as are the Vikings. Mondovi is at Oliva Strum, and it looks like that's a game where both those teams are looking to find their first win of the season. And then Osseo Fairchild is at Spring Valley. So that should be a good matchup as well. So we'll remind you that tomorrow night on NLWN TV, the Colfax Viking girls basketball team will play host to the Spring Valley Cardinals in a Dunn St. Croix Conference matchup. Coverage begins on NLWN TV with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play. The Bloomer Colfax wrestling team will travel to Spencer for a triangular meet on Thursday. Action beginning at 5:30. And the Dunn St. Croix Conference champion Viking dance team will compete at the state meet in La Crosse on Friday and Saturday, while the Dunn St. Croix Honors Choir and Band performance will be held in Colfax on Saturday at 1:30. So this is going to be I think I'm very curious to see this matchup, considering that the Vikings, the Pirates are ranked 8th in Division 5, but our JVers defeated them tonight, Dan.
Yeah, JV looked really good, and they're learning how to close out games, and it was pretty well tied most of the game, and then they figure out how to jump out ahead towards the end. And the varsity game here, it's nice having Logan Schwartz back in there, because we can see that presence of Logan and Russ, and it's taking a little pressure off Russ here in the second half of the season. And Colfax is knowing how to play. They know how to play together, and it should be a good game.
Yeah, we're going to have less of a size disadvantage than we have in the past, or at least the last game, where the tallest guys, according to Cochran-Fountain City's roster, are 6'3" and 6'2". So hopefully the Vikings will be able to use that height advantage, along with great defense that they've been playing.
Yeah, and I think that because of that little height difference here, that Colfax should be able to work it inside early and jump out, and that's going to open up Aiden Fisher and Nichols on the outside, and if they can do that little inside-outside game here in the first half and then hold that lead, they'll have a good chance for a win.
So both teams heading over to the sidelines now, as we will have the introduction of the starting lineups and the tip-off for tonight's game, along with the national anthem. Pretty good crowd on hand here at Cochran-Fountain City. Jay Fall here with Dan Pechaw, Chris Olson on the camera and executive producer Rick Olson. We're happy to follow the Colfax Viking Boys here on NLWN 2 and the Colfax Viking girls basketball team on NLWN TV. The only other team in Northwest Wisconsin that showed up in the state rankings last week was in Division I. The Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes were ranked 5th.
Good evening, fans. Welcome to Cocharan-Fountain non-conference boys basketball matchup between the Colfax Vikings and your Cocharan-Fountain City Pirates. To honor Americans and freedom of basketball, your eyes, remove your hats, and place your hand over your heart for a play of our national anthem. First of all, this is the Vikings from Colfax. Number 2, senior Leo Hull. Number 4, senior Ian Fisher. Number 10, junior William Mitchell. Number 12, junior Charlie Shotton. And number 3, We request cooperation from participants, officials, and Boston Area. Trophy initial 6 to 7 comments to the Taunton extra chance. Will not be tolerated around 24/7.
So we're set to begin here at Cochran-Fountain City. The Pirates, the home team, in white jerseys with black numerals and red trim. The Colfax Vikings in red. Tip goes to the Pirates and out to Graydon Barham up at the top of the key to Schmidt. Out to Lipinski. Lipinski for three. Bounces out. Rebounded by Russ Polkowski. No score. We're just underway. Hovde moves it to the right wing inside the paint to Polkowski. They has it knocked away. Ball goes to Porter Irat. And scoop pass out to Cameron Lipinski. His three-pointer missed. But rebounding, Porter Irat hit that shot, missed. Ball tipped back out, and Aiden Fisher gets out ahead of it. Waits. Up off the glass. Doesn't go. Rebound back up by Orion Nichols, and he draws a foul, the first one of the game. And that one is going to be on Aiden Luzowski. So that is the first foul of the game, and for him, and we're still scoreless. Orion Nichols' first free throw bangs around and out. Second one doesn't go either, and Graydon Barham comes up with a rebound, and Reed Schmidt will take it across the center jump circle. Give and go to Luzowski, back to Lipinski, back down to Schmidt-Knecht. Top of the key, Barham holding, back down to Luzowski, and they're going to just keep it on the left wing. Aiden Fisher going after him. Pass goes back to Luzowski. Driving in now, Porter Irat, stolen away by Aiden Fisher. Bounce pass, left side layup, short by Charlie Charbonneau. Quickly up the floor to Reed Schmidt-Knecht, out to Lipinski. And we're going to have a foul called on Orion Nichols of the Vikings. So that's the first Viking foul, and of course Orion's first. Throwing it in, Luzowski out to Schmidt-Knecht. And the basket by Cochran-Fountain City puts them up 2-0. Driving in, Fisher. Fisher in the paint, turns, and he is fouled on the way in. And that's going to be on Graydon Barham. His first. That's the second foul for the Pirates. Alley-ooped in to Russell Polkowski. Layup on the left side, ties it up, 2-2. 16 minutes to go in the first half. Porter Irat to Schmidt-Knecht, and they try to get it inside to Graydon Barham. And so far, they're calling it pretty close here. That first foul on Aiden Fisher, that's the second for Colfax. Here in the half, inbounds throw goes into Lipinski. Inside, driving in, Schmidt-Knecht. Or check that, that's Luzowski, I believe. And it'll go Fisher, driving in, Nichols. Loses the ball, taken out of there by Schmidt. Fisher trying to steal it right back. Schmidt-Knecht to Luzowski, out to Irat. Irat dumps it in, stolen away nearly by Fisher, but there's a scurry for the ball on the floor. And that is going to be a jump ball, and that is going to go to the Vikings. 15:21 to go, first half. Pirates 4, Vikings 2. Hovde out of the backcourt for Colfax. Hovde fires off on the right to Polkowski. Driving in, ball stolen away by Luzowski. 1-on-2, and he is fouled on the way in. That foul is going to be charged to Theo Hovde. That is Theo's first and the third foul for the Vikings here in the first half. Aiden Lazowski is going to shoot 2 for the Pirates, and he makes the first. 5-2, Cochran-Fountain City leading Colfax. Second one goes around and down. And Hubney up the floor for the Vikings. Give and go off to Russell. Into Aiden Fisher. Fisher goes in. Shot stolen away. Heading toward the basket. Lazowski misses it. Put back. Doesn't go in either, but there was a foul as he was going up, and that's going to go against Orion Nichols.
Yeah, that's a second.
4 fouls for Colfax so far. That's going to put Cameron Lipinski on the free throw line. Cochran-Fountain City leads 6-2. Make it 7-2. Colfax girls play tomorrow night at home against Spring Valley in a conference matchup. Coverage begins on NLWN TV with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play. That shot missed, and there to step in front of it is Charlie Charbonneau. He'll give it to Theo Hubney. He'll cross the Pirate in the center of the floor, and Colfax will try to close the gap. Dribbles into a screen from Russell Polkowski, and whoa! Leaping Porter Arat ended up on the back of Theo Hubney. No shot, so it's going to go out on the end. Well, can't all 5 be out there? There we go, okay. Logan Schwartz to throw it in for the Vikings. Schwartz alley-oops it up to Hubney. Ball gets loose. It's going to be taken by Arat, and Arat knocks it, or it goes out of bounds off Colfax, I guess. Arat's going to CFC will keep it. Lazowski to throw it in. Polkowski standing in front of him. Out to Schmickneck, back into Barham. From the corner, 3 for Aiden Lazowski. And it's 10-2 Cochran-Fountain City.
Yeah, 7 quick points for him.
Russell Polkowski into Schwartz. Back on top to Fisher. Fisher trying to get it over to Charbonneau. And another foul, or a foul, on Aiden Fisher. Another one. That is his second. The 5th team foul as we're inside 14 minutes to go. And Nick Height making a point with one of the officials. Schmickneck into Arat. Arat back out in the corner to Lazowski. Back to Porter Arat. Arat looking to get rid of it. He'll hand it off to Cameron Lipinski. Back to Porter Arat. Out on the baseline to Lazowski, and he puts in a bucket. 12-2 Pirates. 13:25 to go first half. Trey Larson now in the ball game. He gets that pass, fires it back to Russ Polkowski, back out to Theo Hubney. Hubney drives the right side of the lane, flips it out to Logan Schwartz. Schwartz at the free throw line will fire it out to Trey Larson, back to Hubney. Hubney for 3, short, rebounded by Adam Lazowski. Lazowski up the floor, fired it back out to Arat. Arat three-pointer missed, rebounded by Russell Polkowski. Hubney to Polkowski. Polkowski looking to get rid of it, fires it back to Larson outside the arch, and then to Hubney. Hovde driving in, and as he was going up for a shot, was fouled. And that foul is going to be charged to Graydon Barham, the 6'2 senior. That's his second. That is the fourth foul of the first half for Cochran-Fountain City. They lead 12-2 over the Colfax Vikings. Non-conference matchup for both teams. And Russ Polkowski puts it up. That shot not falling. Porter Aratt will give it back to Schmickneck. Back out to Aratt. Schmickneck gets it back. Driving in. Lazowski for another bucket. And Colfax is going to take a timeout. 12-11 to go, first half. It is Cochran-Fountain City 14. Colfax 2. You're watching Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN 2.
Even though it's winter, baseball is just around the corner. And the Northern Light Webcasting Network is excited to bring you Colfax High School baseball, followed by Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. So stick with us all spring and summer long for America's game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
NLWN TV is once again excited to be your host for Colfax High School girls basketball throughout the 2024 through 2025 season. Our next girls Vikings game will be on Tuesday, January 28th, when the Vikings take on the Spring Valley Cardinals from Colfax High School. Coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40 p.m. with live play-by-play to follow. That's live Colfax Viking girls basketball on Tuesday, January 28th on NLWN TV.
Welcome back to Cochran-Fountain City. Jay Fall, Dan Petshaw, Chris Olson, our camera operator, and executive producer Rick Olson with us tonight. Cochran-Fountain City, a 14-2 lead over the Vikings. As we approach the 2-minute mark, three-pointer, Fisher for three. 14-5 to score now. Pass goes out on the near side to Zach Bond now into the, no, check that, that's Porter Aratt. Back into Lazowski. Aratt drives it into the paint, steps back, bounces it back to Lipinski. Then driving in, Porter Aratt. Out to Lazowski, 10, back to Lipinski up high. And it's dumped back out to Tucker Bembenek. Shot missed. Russell Polkowski trying to throw it down to Trey Larson. Now shot by Lipinski for three. 17-5, Cochran-Fountain City. Hayden Fisher going in and fouled. And that foul is going to be on Cameron Lipinski of the Pirates. So that'll send Aiden Fisher to the line for two. First shot rolls back and forth and goes in. 17-6, Cochran-Fountain City out in front of Colfax. And the second one goes in as well. Boys back in action, hosting Boyceville Thursday night. Viking pregame starts our coverage at 6:40, followed by the live play-by-play. Porter Aratt, three-pointer off the window and in. Cochran-Fountain City firing in the threes. Wow, 20-7. Now Fisher with a three. He falls down. Fouled. He's going to get 3 free throws courtesy of Porter Aratt. That's the second foul on Porter Aratt tonight, and the fifth foul or sixth foul for the Cochran-Fountain City Pirates. Free throw one missed. Second one, that one's good. Cochran-Fountain City is the defending Small Dairyland Conference champion. And the third free throw of those given to Fisher is good. Up the floor, driving in, it's Tucker Bambanek, missed the shot. Up the floor it goes to Trey Larson. Or no, sorry, that's Aiden Fisher trying to get it to Polkowski. Knocked away, Cameron Lipinski, layup is good. 22-9. And Hubby driving off to the far corner, comes back. Trying to handle the ball on his own, out to Polkowski in the corner for three. 22-12, 10 minutes remaining first half. Vikings with a 10-point deficit. Pirates with the ball, it's Lazowski. Out to Lipinski, or check that, that's Ty Pop. 6-foot guard now in the game. To Tucker Bambanek. Aiden Lazowski down in the far corner to Schmittneck. Lipinski drives in, comes back out with Hubby guarding him. Lazowski passes to Schmittneck. Inside, Ty Pop puts it in off the glass. 24-12. Pirates again with a double-point margin over Colfax. 24-12. Larson into Logan Schwartz. Schwartz with a layup on the right side. 9 minutes left first half. Colfax 14, Cochran-Fountain City 24. Up top it goes to Ty Pop. Pop to Schmittneck. And shot by Bambanek is missed, but the rebound ends up knocked back in the corner. And Bambanek has it again. Bambanek to Pop. Top of the key out to Lipinski. And it's dished off to an open Ty Pop, and he swishes the three-pointer. 27-14, Cochran-Fountain City.
Yeah, 4 threes for CFC already.
Going in, Aiden Fisher hits the basket. As he hits the floor, he's going to get a free throw. So it's 27-16 in favor of Cochran-Fountain City. And remains that way. Lazowski tosses it out to Schmittneck. He'll drive in on Charbonneau, or Nichols, sorry. Passed in to Tucker Bambanek, and a block by Russell Polkowski. Hubby down in the corner to Nichols. Nichols out to Fisher. Fisher for three. Front iron, no. Tipped. Tucker Bambanek comes up with it for the Pirates. Schmittneck down on the far side. Fires it back to Bambanek. Out to Pop. Pop will flip it up to Lazowski over on the far side. Schmittneck gets it between the circles. Bambanek, three-pointer, no. Ball tipped, trying to save it is Schwartz. It goes out of bounds off him. 7:07 remaining. First half, 27-17. Cochran-Fountain City. Our halftime profile featured player is Theo Hubdy tonight, so we hope that you'll stay tuned for that. Inbounds pass in to Schmittneck, and it goes out of bounds. They're going to say one off Colfax. And so Ty Pop's going to throw it in. Left side of the basket. Or Pop actually that goes to Cameron Lipinski. Lipinski for the three-pointer. And it's 30-17 Pirates. And a foul is going to be made toward Charlie Charbonneau. That's going to be charged to Reed Schmidt-Connect. And Charlie Charbonneau will go to the line for 1+1. Makes the first. He'll get the second. (30-18) CFC. Now 30-19 as Charlie made both of his free throws. Colfax girls host Spring Valley tomorrow night. 6:40 starts our coverage with Viking pregame. Play-by-play follows. That's on NLWN TV if you can't get to the game yourself. Arrett goes up from the paint, puts it in from 8. 32-19 Pirates. Humby driving up the floor. Doubled up on, fires in the middle. Manages to get it into Nichols, then outside to Fisher for 3. 32-22. Vikings cut the CFC lead down to 10. Aiden Lazowski. Then Lipinski gets it back. Lipinski to Pop over on the far side. Halfway down to Arrett. Going in, going up. Barham misses the shot, and it goes out of bounds off Colfax. Inside 6 minutes left in the first half. Colfax a 10-point deficit to the Cochran-Fountain City Pirates. Up on top it goes to Barham. Round the horn out to Lipinski eventually. Lipinski back to Barham from the free throw line. Dishes it back out to Lazowski. Three-pointer rolls off. Nice rebound by Aiden Fisher. Humby up the floor, bounces it to Fisher. Fisher looks at one from the top of the key. He's going to go in, and we're going to have a foul on Cameron Lipinski. That's his second.
Oh, okay.
And so that is going to send Aiden Fisher to the free throw line for 1+1. First one good. Jay Fall, Dan Petshaw, Rick Olson, and Chris Olson with you from Cochran-Fountain City. As Aiden Fisher drains the second one as well, and we are 8 points back, 32-24. Cochran-Fountain City. Ty Pop. Pop out to Lazowski. Then it gets dished inside to Graydon Barham. And a block, nice block by Charlie Charbonneau, but it goes out for a three-pointer to Graydon Barham. We're approaching 5 minutes left in the first half. Theo Humby trying to get it inside, ball knocked away. Lipinski layup on the left side and is fouled on the way in. And that will be the second foul on Theo Humby. So Cameron Lipinski on the line. Misses, and Russ Polkowski comes up with a rebound. Up on top, Charbonneau trying to get it into Humby. Three-pointer, Fisher rolls off the back. Polkowski stretches for it, can't get to it. Pirates take it back. Porter Arrett down to Lazowski. Arrett driving in, then out in the near corner. Lipinski's three-pointer no good, rebounded by Polkowski. Up the floor to Fisher. Fisher driving in, goes back out on top to Charbonneau. Left side to Hubdy. Hubdy, three-pointer missed. Hubdy trying to get his own rebound, and he is going to be called for a foul, I believe. And now Theo Hubdy has 3 fouls. And so Trey Larson's going to come in to give him a break. And on the free throw line, Cameron Lipinski. And this is a bonus free throw situation. 4:17 to go in the first. Cochran-Fountain City 36, make it 37. Colfax 24.
Lipinski's two for 3 from the line tonight.
And Lipinski now 3 of 4. 38-24 CFC leading Colfax. In the middle to Trey Larson. Out to Logan Schwartz. Bounces it back to Larson. Larson trying to fire a pass. Knocked down and stolen by Lipinski. Lipinski's going to go up against Charbonneau and misses it, but it's put back in, I believe, by Tucker Bambanek. (40-24) Cochran-Fountain City. Fisher to Larson, trying to get it inside. That foul is going to be called on Tucker Bambanek, sending Aiden Fisher to the free throw line. Around and around it goes, and then it falls through. Still only good for 1. 3:42 to go, first half. And the second one falls as well. Now Schmidt-Connect will check back into the game to give Cameron Lipinski a break. Trading senior for senior. Ty Pop, a high pass, trying to get it down to Lazowski. And it goes out of bounds. Colfax will get it right back. Pop. Or check that, Trey Larson. Larson to Fisher. Fisher for 3. Bounces out. Rebounded by Ty Pop. Pop pass way too high. Managing to, well, try to save it anyway. It was Porter Arat. He couldn't get it back in. Colfax will have it back. Charbonneau to Larson. Larson down in the corner. Polkowski looking at a three-pointer. Got to get rid of it, and he's called for traveling. Lucas Scrotch now coming in for the Pirates. He's replacing Porter Arat. 3 minutes to go, first half. Colfax trailing by 14, 40-26 to Cochran-Fountain City. Aiden Lazowski out to Scrotch. Scrotch to Pop. Pop down to Lazowski. Still outside the arch. Still outside. They go to Pop. And Pop out to Scrotch. And Pirates looking to just burn up some time here. Schmidt-Connect with Larson guarding him, and we're going to have an offensive foul on Aiden Lazowski.
That'll be 2 on him.
That's the 10th foul on the offensive foul, so there's no free throws yet in the double bonus. Charbonneau down to Fisher, and they dump it into Logan Schwartz, who is fouled. So Logan Schwartz is going to go to the line, I believe, for 2. First one, around and out. Well, this is going to be interesting to see this near corner here when Cochran-Fountain City has the ball in the second half with their student section right there. Having some trouble with Colfax now. Rebound comes out to Tucker Bembenek. And the Pirates, who really had things flowing fast earlier in the half, has taken the pace down a lot. Schmidt-Connect out to Zach Bond, misses the shot, but they'll go back outside the arch to Pop. And then inside again to Bembenek, and Bembenek rolls it in on the left side. Minute and a half to go, first half. Cochran-Fountain City 42, Colfax 26. Down inside to Logan Schwartz, up and in for 2. Schmidt down to Scratch. Trying to drive it back, Bembenek, and he'll put it out in the corner instead. 3-point attempt pulled down by Russell Polkowski. Trey Larson out to Aiden Fisher. Fisher drives in, will have to give it back to Larson. He's out on the right side. Larson goes in, finds Schwartz. Schwartz goes over the top, and they're going to say Logan Schwartz traveled. Exactly 46 seconds to go in the first half. Cochran-Fountain City 42, Colfax 28. Schmidt-Connect fires it in to Aratt, misses, or that's Scratch. And the loose ball gets taken by Fisher. Fisher down along the far sidelines. Out in the corner, Trey Larson for 3, way over the top, goes into the hands of Scratch for the Pirates. And Pirates getting instructions. One shot shouted from the sideline. Ty Pop between the circles out to Schmidt-Connect. Down inside, Bembenek, and layup by Lucas Scratch. And at the end of the, whoa, that one rolled off the rim. At the end of the first half, it is Cochran-Fountain City 44, Colfax 28. We invite you now to stay tuned for Viking halftime. Tonight's profile player is Theo Hovde. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN 2.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to get to know Theo Hovde, who's a senior here at Colfax High School. We've done a few of these before, Theo.
We have.
So, you know, it's, we know that you play basketball, but what else are you involved with here at school?
Football is one of my big main ones, as well as track, and then cross country too.
Okay, and when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of experience have you had?
I've been playing it all the way up through with all the years that I could. Always kind of been my backup to wrestling, but I feel like probably a big thing is probably teamwork. You know what I mean? As a team, we got to work together, or we're not going to be getting anywhere far.
Now, what's, like, you just kind of hinted at it, what's the most important thing that you've learned in basketball?
Definitely teamwork.
And how can you bring that about for your teammates?
You know, just working with the guys, passing up good shots for great shots is a big thing that the coaches have talked about. You know, if you got a shot, be unselfish and give that to another guy who's maybe got more of an open shot or a better shot that they can take.
And that requires a pretty quick decision when in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Is he more open than I am? Is that a better shot for him, or is mine the better shot? And you don't want to be selfish, but at the same time, you don't want to give up points on the board either.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep.
So tough decisions to make. So when you're not playing basketball, you get a chance to relax that mind a little bit. What are some other things that you like to do to keep you occupied?
I love going outside with the family, throwing a football, going for walks with the family, and right now in winter, I guess ice skating, ice fishing, you know what I mean? Got to get a little skiing in there too. A lot of the stuff that you do, Rick.
Sure. Did. Okay. All right, you know this is coming. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
All of them.
Whatever they put in front of you.
Whatever they put in front of me, I'm going to mow it down.
Oh, you're in trouble over the holidays.
Oh, man, you have no idea.
All right, burger, brat, or hot dog?
Gotta go with burger.
And what do you want on that burger?
Give me some ketchup, mustard, pickle, lettuce, and then, I mean, if you can put some cheese curds on there too, make it into a curd burger, that'd be even better for me.
Oh, juicy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Medium rare, medium well, you know what I mean?
All right, okay, all right. Favorite color, why?
Blue. It's a cool color. I don't know what else to say. I just like the color blue.
That's a good enough reason for me. If you could have a superpower, what would that be?
Probably super speed, if I'm being honest. We've been doing this for a while, and that's kind of the way to go for me. Super speed, I think it would help me in all aspects of my game. I think if you're running down the court...
And almost regardless of which game you're doing at the time.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Now, if you had that super speed power, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's the superhero name?
You know, we talked about this. You got any ideas?
I don't know. Theo the Flash.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
We'll keep working on it as time goes by, you know what I mean?
Sure. Favorite NBA team?
Bucks.
And how about a collegiate team?
Badgers.
All right. Now, if you could sit down and pick the brain with anybody from sports throughout history, regardless of the sport and when it was in time, who would that be?
I'd probably say either Jim Brown, and I'm going back to football, and then probably Barry Alvarez. With everything that he did for the Badgers, you know what I mean? All those years we're winning with football and just being a great athletic director. I feel like he's done a lot of good things at Wisconsin, so I'd love to sit down and pick his brain if I could. You know what I mean?
We're talking with Theo Hovde today on Viking Profile. And Theo, what are your plans for after high school?
Attending a 4-year and then hopefully getting a master's after that. Don't really know in what yet.
Okay, do we have any idea where yet?
No idea where yet either.
Okay, how about a shout out to the family?
Hey, Mom and Dad, Trey, Tucker, Ty, Haley, Grace, thanks for coming to all my games, guys. I appreciate it a lot. You too, Jason.
So when people come to the Viking games, where are they going to find you on the floor, and what number are you wearing?
Point guard and number 2.
All right, we want to thank Theo Hovde for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy taught him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
Welcome back to Cochran-Fountain City at halftime. The Cochran-Fountain City Pirates 44, Colfax 28. Dan, let's look at the numbers.
Yeah, here's the scores right now for the Cochrane-Fountain City Pirates. They're led by number 1 Cameron Lipinski, has 13 points. Ty Pop has 5. We got Aiden Lazowski with 11. We have Porter Urat with 5. We got Lucas Scott with 2. Graydon Barham has 4. And Tucker Bambanek has 4. For the Vikings, they're led right now by number 4, Aiden Fisher. He has 16 points. Followed by Russell Perkowski has 5. We have Logan Schwartz with 4. And Charlie Charbonneau has 2. 44-28, Cochran-Fountain City.
So about ready to begin the second half. The host Pirates will start with the ball as we get going here. And it looks like the original starting group for the Vikings is in, as they are for the Pirates. Schmittneck flips it back to Erat. To Lipinski down in the near corner to Barham. He's being guarded by Polkowski. Pass goes back to Schmittconnect. Out to Schmittconnect, and trying to steal it away is Nichols. But since Colfax touched it, Pirates going to take it back. Cameron Lipinski fires it down on the baseline to Porter Erat, misses the baseline layup, and the Colfax Vikings come up with the ball. Now Aiden Fisher. Fisher from the corner, drives in the paint, goes up, layup on the right side, and is fouled on the way in, so he's going to get the opportunity for another three-point play. That foul is going to be called on Ty Pop. Nope, check that, Cameron Lipinski of Cochran-Fountain City. That is Lipinski's third foul, the first of the second half. And Aiden Fisher on the line to try to finish off the three-point play, and it doesn't fall. Rebounded by Aiden Lazowski. Up the floor, Schmidt connect. Out to, then down underneath to Barham. Outside the arch, Lazowski. He's being guarded by Fisher. Lipinski gets it back, driving in again, Porter Erat. They'll bounce it outside the arch to Graydon Barham. Three-point shot missed, rebounded by Theo Hubby, but then he stepped on the sideline. So the Pirates are going to keep it on their end. Throw into Lazowski to Schmittconnect. Schmittconnect goes to Lipinski. Keeping it high on the wing. Colfax matching up with man to man. Lazowski on the near side into Arrett. Arrett tosses it out to Schmidt-Connect, back to Arrett. Down on the baseline, shot missed. Reload up and in for Cameron Lipinski. Approaching 16 minutes remaining in the ball game, 46-30. Colfax trailing by 30. Aiden Fisher ends up stopping his dribble. Ball tipped, and then it gets to the Pirates. Lipinski out to Arrett. Tosses it out to Schmidt-Connect. And Barham with it. Barham out to Schmidt-Connect. Driving in. Barham, top of the key. Tipped, gets to Lazowski. Back down in the far corner. Schmidt-Connect's going to pass it over to Lazowski. And Russ Polkowski slams that shot away from him. Got all ball. Inbounds throw to Porter Arrett. Out in the corner to Barham. To Arrett. Schmidt-Connect. Far corner. Driving the baseline. Flips it out to Arrett. And he'll go up for a layup and in on the right side. 48-30. 18-point lead for Cochran-Fountain City. From the corner, that's a Ryan Nichols shot, miss. Russell Polkowski gets the rebound, reload, that doesn't go, and the rebound pulled off by Reed Schmidt-Connect, and taking it down for a layup on the left side, Porter Arrett. And we have a timeout called by Colfax. It's a full timeout. 14:37 to go, second half. Cochran-Fountain City 50, Colfax 30. You're watching Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN2.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Welcome back to Cochran-Fountain City. 14:37 remains in the second half. Tomorrow night, the Lady Vikings host Spring Valley. 6:40 for the Viking pregame start, and live play-by-play to follow that. In the middle, Hubby from Fisher. Bounces it back to Fisher. Into Nichols. Nichols from the paint. To Hubby, back in the corner, goes to Charbonneau for three. 50-33.
Charlie's got 5 points.
Down on the far side, it's Graydon Barham out to Porter Arrett. Arrett at the free throw line, hands it off to Pop. Back to Arrett, he's going to drive the right side of the lane, and I think that that foul is going to be called on Russell Polkowski. That's his first. One foul apiece here in the second half. Porter Arrett makes the first. And the second goes up. That one in as well. Vikings trail 52-33 to Cochran-Fountain City. Hovney to Polkowski, over to Fisher on the far side. Back to Hovney in the middle, down in the far corner, Russell Polkowski. Polkowski fires cross court to Orion Nichols, and he nails the three ball. 52-36. Over on the far side, Adam Lazowski. Lazowski out to Barham, misses the shot, rebounded by Fisher, sorry. And Fisher got it in the face. Aiden Lazowski fouled on that one. That's Lazowski's third, the second of the half on Cochran-Fountain City. Fisher and Hovney up top, go to the other side to Nichols. Over on the far side to Fisher. And we're going to have a foul. That's going to be called on Lipinski.
Yeah, that's a big foul right there. They'll have to set out on 4 fouls.
Nichols underneath the Colfax basket, left side. Nichols fires it out to Fisher. Fisher to Hovney. Far corner to Nichols. Inside, Fisher's going to try to go up and puts it in, even though he was just hammered in there a couple of times. 52-38, inside 13 minutes to go. Porter Aratt fires it inside. Now we're going to have a foul called on Orion Nichols. That is going to send Tucker Bembenek to the free throw line. Viking girls host Spring Valley tomorrow. Coverage on NLWN TV. Begins at 6:40 with Viking pregame, live play-by-play after that. Better yet, join them for their game at Colfax. Both free throws missed. Russell Polkowski with the rebound. Drive it in, Hovney fires down in the corner to Charbonneau. Charbonneau trying to get it out to Hovney. And we're going to have a jump ball. It will be possession Colfax. So throwing the ball in will be Orion Nichols. Nichols inside to Polkowski. Polkowski for three! Swishes it in. 52-41. Vikings trail by 11. Closing the gap. Scoop pass out to Bembenek. Out to Pop. Pop quadrupled up in the paint. Out to Schmidt-Connect. Schmidt-Connect down to Pop. Inside, driving in, Tucker Bembenek, and we're going to have a foul. That foul is going to be charged to Russell Polkowski, and he picks up the second one pretty quick. So on the free throw line for two, Tucker Bembenek for Cochran-Fountain City makes the first. Bloomer Colfax wrestling team will travel to Spencer for a triangular Thursday. Action starts at 5:30. Second free throw missed. Ball gets loose. Bembenek comes up with a rebound, puts in a layup. So he ended up with a three-point play. Just took him a little longer. Inside 12 minutes left. 55-41. Cochran-Fountain City. Fired into Polkowski, into Fisher. Fisher driving in, goes up. Fisher again makes the basket and draws the foul. And that is the third foul on Ty Pop of the Pirates. So Aiden Fisher on the line for one free throw. The Dun St. Croix Conference champion Viking dance team competes at the state meet in La Crosse this Friday and Saturday. Ball rolls out, and it's rebounded by CFC's Aiden Lazowski. Up the floor to Aratt. Aratt for three, missed. Ball gets loose. Reload from the paint, missed. Rebounded by Russell Polkowski. And we are going to have a foul called on Tucker Bembenek.
That's 3 fouls on him. Oh, they're saying 2.
Yeah. Hovde out of the backcourt to Polkowski. The Hovde over to Fisher. Fisher setting up Polkowski. Layup missed. Trying to get it is Schwartz. Pulling out the rebound is Tucker Bambanek. Porter Aratt back and forth with Schmidt-Connect down inside. And another basket by Tucker Bambanek. 11 minutes remain in tonight's game. Driving in, it's Schwartz, and Schwartz is fouled very obviously by Tucker Bambanek. So Schwartz is going to get a pair of free throws. That's the 6th foul on Cochran-Fountain City, so that is going to send Colfax to the line for 1-1 after that. First one by Schwartz is missed. The Dun St. Croix Honors Choir and Band performance will be held in Colfax Saturday at 1:30. Second shot good for Logan Schwartz. Colfax trailing by 13, 10:48 left. Second half, 3-point shot, Porter Aratt bounces around, up for a big rebound to Ryan Nichols. To Hovde. Hovde out to Fisher. Fisher top of the key. 3-ball in and out. Rebounded by Reed Schmidt-Connect. Ty Pop brings it up the floor. Fisher tapped it away. Couldn't get it all the way away from him. Over to Lazowski. Back out to Aratt. Aratt then into Schmidt-Connect. Schmidt-Connect down on the baseline, and the ball goes out. Missed. Rebounded by Russ Polkowski. Theo Hovde down into Aiden Fisher to Logan Schwartz. Schwartz goes up, and he's going to be called for traveling. Approaching 10 minutes left in the second half of tonight's game. Cochran-Fountain City 57, Colfax 44. Aiden Lazowski fires in the near corner to Tucker Bambanek, and his shot missed. Hovde comes down with it. Fisher's going to drive in, goes up with a layup, and it is good. And we have a timeout called by Cochran-Fountain City. 9:42 to go, second half. CFC 57, Colfax 46. You're watching Viking basketball on NLWN TV.
January is Financial Wellness Month. Weight loss and physical fitness are common New Year's resolutions, but your finances could probably stand to be leaner as well. Dairy State Bank will post tips all month on Facebook and Twitter to help you get your finances in shape. You can also access a library of information anytime in our online education center. Visit DairyStateBank.com and click on the Education Center under the Resources tab. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Oh, welcome back to Cochran-Fountain City, where the fun never ends. So far, it has been much more fun for Cochran-Fountain City than it has for Colfax, 57-46. Ty Pop up the floor for the Pirates. Pirates out to Schmidt-Connect. Schmidt-Connect out to Pop. Out top of the key to Porter Aratt. Aratt layup, rolls out, missed, tipped, rebounded by Schwartz. They're going to say Schwartz was out of bounds when he touched that ball, so it's going back to Cochran-Fountain City. Viking ladies host Spring Valley tomorrow night. And a 10-footer up, missed, rebounded by Theo Hovde. And down underneath that is Nichols. Nichols, another attempt, fall away jumper, Logan Schwartz. Nice play for that, for the boys in red, 57-48. And now the Pirates answer with a three by Porter Aratt, and it's 60-48. CFC Give and go out to Orion Nichols. Nichols, shot missed, rebounded by the Pirates. Schmidt connect, stolen away by Russ Polkowski. He gets it to Aiden Fisher. Fisher going up, off the glass and in! 10-point CFC lead, 58 and a half minutes to go, second half. Aiden Lazowski into Tucker Bambenek, and we are going to have a foul called on Orion Nichols. That is his fourth foul. Ty Pop is going to throw it in underneath the CFC bucket. Colfax boys back in action. They return home Thursday night hosting the Boyceville Bulldogs. Viking pregame starts us off at 6:40. Live play-by-play follows. It's actually the same thing for the girls tomorrow night on NLWN TV. Lazowski out to Barham. Back to Arat. Down in the near corner, that's Lazowski. Lazowski fires a pass into Schmidt-Connect. Out to Graydon Barham. Barham to Pop. Pop for three, missed. Loose ball. Picked up by Barham. Three-point miss, rebounded by Aiden Fisher. Fisher driving in, fires it off to Logan Schwartz. Schwartz up, missed, rebounded by Hubdy. Hubdy goes up, off the glass and good. And the Vikings cut the lead to 8.
First 2 points for Hubdy.
And a timeout called by CFC. 7:27 to go, second half. Cochran-Fountain City 60, Colfax 52. You're watching Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN 2.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
NLWN TV is once again excited to be your host for Colfax High School girls basketball throughout the 2024 through 2025 season. Our next girls Vikings game will be on Tuesday, January 28th, when the Vikings take on the Spring Valley Cardinals from Colfax High School. Coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40 p.m. with live play-by-play to follow. That's live Colfax Viking girls basketball on Tuesday, January 28th on NLWN TV.
Jay Fall, Dan Petchow, Rick Olson, and Chris Olson with you from Cochran-Fountain City non-conference boys basketball action. The Cochran-Fountain City Pirates have had their lead cut to 8 by the Colfax Vikings. CFC led by as many as 20 or more than that. Aiden Lazowski back and forth with Bambenek. Down inside to Schmidt-Connect from the free throw line. Shot by Barham, missed. Rebounded by the Vikings. That's Trey Larson. To Fisher, back to Larson. Fisher driving in. Fall away jumper, good. 60-54, Vikings cut the gap to 6. Aiden Lazowski out to Porter Arat. Arat down in the near corner. Shot short by Reed Schmidt-Connect. And the ball taken by the Vikings. Dribbling it over on the far side. Larson gives it to Polkowski. Misses the three. Rebounded by Ty Pop. Lazowski and Pop back and forth. Now he gets it to Arat. He's going to drive in. Arat shot missed. Rebounded by Russell Polkowski. And Polkowski is fouled. And that is the 7th foul for Cochran-Fountain City. So that is going to be a 1+1 for Russell Polkowski. And that is the 4th foul for Aiden Lazowski. So the key scorers for Cochran-Fountain City, Lipinski and Lazowski, are on the bench with 4 fouls, and Russell Polkowski is going to shoot 1+1. Colfax 54, Cochran-Fountain City 60, 6:17 to go, second half. Polkowski makes free throw number 1. Colfax now trails by 5. And Polkowski makes the second, and it is back to a ball game, 60-56. Colfax trailing CFC by 4. Driving in, pass goes back to Cameron Lipinski. Lipinski into Tucker Bambanek, and a three-pointer out to Porter Arat. And the Cochran-Fountain City lead goes back up by 7. Hovde to Fisher. Back to Hovde, bounce pass back to Fisher. Fisher for 3, in and out. Trying to get it is Schwartz, and stealing that ball away. It is Theo Hovde. And they're going to say that ball went off Hovde when it looked to me like he rolled it off the front of one of the Pirates. But I'm not down there. Schmidt-Connect out at midcourt, down to Lipinski. Lipinski to Schmidt-Connect. Now inside to Bambanek. Shot miss, rebounded by Polkowski to Hovde. Hovde crosses the timeline. Hovde out to Fisher, back and forth. Hovde, Fisher, back to Hovde. Down in the corner, Polkowski, three-pointer, bounces off. Schwartz trying to get the rebound and grabbing it instead. Reed Schmidt-Connect up the Pirates. Porter Arat out to Lucas Scrotch. Down inside, they go to Tucker Bambanek, and they're going to say he had committed an offensive foul. That is the 8th foul for the Pirates. Colfax brings the ball up the floor with close to 4.5 minutes remaining. Out to Fisher, back to Hovde. Hovde driving in, back to Fisher. Fisher trying to drive in, missed, and it's going to go back up, puts it in! And a timeout on the floor. 4:13 to go, second half. Cochran-Fountain City 63, Colfax 58. You're watching Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN 2.
Even though it's winter, baseball is just around the corner. And the Northern Light Webcasting Network is excited to bring you Colfax High School baseball, followed by Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. So stick with us all spring and summer long for America's game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Viking girls host Spring Valley tomorrow night in a conference matchup. Boys host Boyceville on Thursday night. Coverage for both begins with Viking pregame at 6:40. Followed by live play-by-play. NLWN 2 for the boys on Thursday. NLW TV tomorrow night for the girls. Schmidt-Connect fires the ball over to Bambanek. And we will have a foul called on Logan Schwartz. That's his first. So that sends Cameron Lipinski to the free throw line. He makes the first. 4:01 left, second half. Second free throw good. CFC back up by 7, 65-58 over the Colfax Vikings. Hovde to Fisher. Back out to Hovde. A very high pass that finally ends up in the hands of Nick Height, but he's out of bounds. Schmidt connect out to Scrotch. To Lipinski. Lipinski pulls up, three-pointer around the rim and in. So Cameron Lipinski back in there to try to put this one away. 10-point lead for CFC going in. Hovde misses the shot, and a foul's going to be called on Theo Hovde, and that is foul number 4 for him. So that's only the 6th team foul for Colfax, so Cochran-Fountain City is going to get it at their end of the floor. Arat to Barham. Lipinski, three-pointer missed, rebounded by Aiden Fisher. Fisher driving on Lipinski, off the glass short. Lipinski pulls off the rebound. And Cochran-Fountain City going to take the pace down a bit. Schmidt connect to Lazowski. Out to Barham. Barham top of the key, and Polkowski called for another foul. That is his 3rd. Graydon Barham on the free throw line for Cochran-Fountain City. 2:40 left in the game. Free throw missed, 1-1, trying to tip it out. It's tipped back to the Pirates. Back out to Schmidt connect. To Lipinski, 3, rolls out, no good. And Russell Polkowski with the rebound. Pass goes back down to Orion Nichols. Nichols outside, Polkowski for 3, no good. Rebounded by Lazowski. Out to Porter Arat. And that foul is going to be called on Orion Nichols, and that is it for him. That's his 5th foul.
Yeah, he'll sit down with 3 points tonight.
Coming in for him, Charlie Charbonneau. On the free throw line for Cochran-Fountain City, Porter Arat. 68-58, Cochran-Fountain City by 10. Now 11. Arat with the second one. That one good as well. Jay Fall, Dan Petchaw, Chris Olson, and Rick Olson with you from Cochran-Fountain City. Approaching the 2-minute mark in the game. Aiden Fisher fires from the free throw line, missed, rebounded by Aiden Lazowski. Colfax had a whole bunch of good shots fallen, but now lately the tide has turned and Aiden Fisher fouls to stop the clock. That's his 3rd foul. That is the 9th foul on the Vikings, so that's going to send Reed Schmidt-Connect to the free throw line for Cochran-Fountain City. It's missed, and it's Schwartz to Hovde. Hovde having ball handling trouble. Could go in the backcourt. And tried to get a pass back to Charlie Charbonneau. Zinged by him. 1:41 to go, second half. CFC 70, Colfax 58. Lazowski to Lipinski. Back in the middle to Lazowski. Out to Schmidt connect. To Aratt. And Pirates just moving it around on the outside. Ball ends up to Aratt, and putting in a layup is Cameron Lipinski. Bounce pass down inside to Aiden Fisher. Fisher goes up. It's going to be jump ball, and that's going to the Pirates. And Fisher limping a little bit, and we're going to have five new players in for the Vikings and 5 in for the Pirates. 72-58. Cochran-Fountain City over Colfax. Ty Pop still in. Zach Bond in. Aiden Lazowski is still in. So they didn't do a total swap out over on the Pirates side. Graydon Barham. Back to Pop. For Colfax, Moretu Emsch, Trey Larson, Nate Edwards, Isaiah Ensminger, and Hunter Roberts. Pirates just killing time here before this one goes in the books. Barham holding it. Scrotch gets it high on the right side. 13 seconds left. And both teams retire to their benches, and this one is done. Cochran-Fountain City beats Colfax tonight by a score of 72-58. So that moves Cochran-Fountain City's overall record to 13 wins and 1 loss, and Colfax falls to 4 wins and 9 losses. JV team won tonight, however, 62-54. The Colfax JVers did. We invite you to stay tuned now for our post-game show. We'll summarize the scoring. Hopefully you have a brief conversation with Nick Height. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN 2.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You have been tuned to Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2. This copyrighted production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and Colfax High School is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in part or in whole in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network, LLC, and Colfax High School is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Postgame with a look back at today's game.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Time now for Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Boys game. And now, Viking Postgame.
Welcome back to Cochran-Fountain City. The Colfax Viking Boys fall to the 8th-ranked team in Division 5 in Wisconsin high school basketball by a score of 72-58. The Cochran-Fountain City Pirates on the positive end of that. It was 44-28 Cochran-Fountain City at halftime. And actually, the Vikings outscored CFC in the second half 30-28. But it was a pretty big hole to crawl out of in the first half. Dan, let's take a look at the numbers.
Yeah, here's the scores tonight for the Pirates. They're led by number 1, Cameron Lipinski, had 22 points. We had Porter Eret with 18. We had Aiden Lazowski with 11. We had Tucker Bambanek with 9. We had Graydon Barham with 4. Lucas Skrock had 2. And Ty Pop had 5. For the Vikings, they're led tonight by number 4, Aiden Fisher. He had 30 points. Followed by Russell Polkowski with 10. We had Logan Schwartz with 7. Charlie Charbonneau with 5. Ryan Nichols had 3. And Theo Hovde had 2. 72-58 CFC.
So as we mentioned, the Vikings fall down to 4-9 on the season, and that is the 13th win for Cochran-Fountain City. And joining us is the head coach of the Colfax boys, Nick Height. And Nick, a tough one against a program you're familiar with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun to kind of be back in the gym. I was probably a little more animated tonight than normal, but it's always fun to see Jesse and a lot of people, familiar faces. This is where I student taught. So
okay.
Actually the freshmen right now were fourth graders of mine when I student taught. So it was cool to see a lot of familiar faces tonight.
And they have a good team that started out strong in the first half, but the Vikings fought right back in there in the second half, getting it really close.
Yeah, I think we ended up getting it to 4 or so. I think we made some good halftime adjustments just to kind of go off of their bigs and stuff. We just had to be better at helping the helper down low, and they made some shots. I thought some of their role players played extremely well, shot the ball really well, especially in that first half. We just got to find a way to be a little more consistent. And we're right there. We just have to put 2 halves together. So keep battling, and Thursday is going to be important, being back in the league play.
Yeah, and the battling, I mean, that was consistent throughout. Your guys out there hustled for the ball and went after it for rebounds, and although you were on the short end tonight, it was a good effort. I think.
That's a good team. A lengthy team, very athletic team. Ranked 8th in D5 right now, and with their sectional, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they're down in Madison. I think Jesse does a great job with this group, and that's where we're down by 16 at halftime. You could come out and say, "Hey, we're done." Brought it back to 4, and let's be honest, they were kind of on the ropes a little bit there for a little bit. Came down, Porter made a big 3 for them. I'm proud of it, but we got to get just that touch better.
Yeah, and now, this is a good opportunity to move it forward, getting back into conference play against the Bulldogs on Thursday night.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll enjoy this long trip home, fellas.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks for coming up, Nick Height, the head coach of the Colfax Vikings. The Vikings fall short tonight, 72-58. They are now 4-9 on the year. Tonight's Colfax High School basketball game brought to you by Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships, Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for Western Wisconsin, Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989, Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network, Menominee Eye Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family, C&K Construction, concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley, and Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors soon by doing some business with them. For our videographer, Chris Olson, executive producer, Rick Olson, and Dan Petshaw, I'm Jay Fall. Thanks a lot for joining us. and have a good night.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Boys game. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.